Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. My name is Crystal Oliveria, and I am a scholarship coach. And today we are going to be discussing how to discover how easily you can write a scholarship essay. And today our quote comes from a writer, an author known as Betsy Lerner, and she said, "It is a miracle to me, this transformation of my acorn into an oak." And what she was talking about was about the writing process. And I really like the metaphor because a lot of times there's very little you can do to make a tree grow faster. You plant the seed, it needs the sunshine, it needs the rain, and it takes time to grow. You can add fertilizer to the soil to help speed up the process, but ultimately time is the factor that is needed in order to proceed for it to grow. And the same thing is true in writing scholarship essays. And the thing that most people think of is how do I cut back that time versus how do I change it into a more pleasurable experience. And so a lot of times there's a myth about editing scholarships, and that's why I'm taking on the challenge of writing a scholarship or answering a scholarship question as though I was going to be applying for a scholarship for one of the questions that's most commonly asked. So what I'm here to talk about is the cause and effect of when I'm editing, and I'll explain this in more detail as I go through the process. But as you can see, most people think that the reason they don't like editing is because they're subtracting and they're adding, and that's something that they find to be very challenging. They're looking at the effect of the writing process. Typically what happens is we tend to ramble on and do a free write, and then we reach too many words, and then we have to start subtracting, and that's really challenging. And then once we're almost done with our essay, we give it to someone to proofread, like a teacher, and then they point out that we actually didn't answer the question directly, or they think there's more information that we can add to answer the question. So this is what most people think it's about, but really when I write from the other side. I write from the cause. The cause is a heart, and so in this picture you have a heart with glasses that looks like a little person, because when I write, I'm writing from the heart, and that's what's creating the clarity, and that's what's causing me to add things or to subtract things. So one, I'm creating clarity. That's the glasses. I'm putting the glasses over my heart to see clearly so I can see what's going on. And then I'm adding information, adding details so they can understand my point of view. But I'm also subtracting the information that I feel can be distracting people so they're not really hearing the message that I want them to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share and go over to a Microsoft document in which I have been preparing a question. Um, Hopefully Google technology will work with me. Okay, so the scholarship question that I'm theoretically answering is, why are you interested in this field? Now hopefully you can see this, but I went ahead and outlined and crossed out things that I'm going to get rid of, and I went ahead and added wording in blue bold font so you can see the process that I went through when I wrote these out. Now from previous videos I explained about the scholarship funnel and how you funnel your ideas down, and that's why you're writing them down and why I like the bullet points. I can rearrange the bullet points to an order that I like. So pretty much with the first bullet point, I decided that I wanted to delete this idea. Education is important. Statistically, people with higher education tend to make more than those without a college degree. And the reason being is that right now there's a lot of public debate about, is it worth going to college to even get a degree because of the high cost and the enormous amount of debt and people struggling to pay it back. So I felt like that opened up a discussion that distracts from why am I interested in this field. Some people might automatically read that, and instead of listening, they already have an opinion that's formed in their head. So I decided to leave that out. Then I continue on. Most educational institutions are not meeting students' and parents' needs by cultivating skills that are necessary for employment in the internet age. Here, I went ahead and added information cultivating, because skills are something that we learn, we grow, we want people to cultivate us. And instead of keeping up with the skills, some of these skills aren't even taught, and it's not only a matter of them continually changing, it's some people don't even know what skills we need. I just felt like that created a little bit of a confusion. It wasn't quite clear, crystal clear, so I went ahead and got rid of it. And then I wanted to be sure and add words that people could identify with. Right now, hot topics are employment and the age of the internet, or the internet age. So then I added, instead of going most schools, I changed it to many high schools and colleges do not provide assistance in career planning. And then I added, I am angry that students are pressured to go to college, but no one takes the time to discuss ways to afford continuing education. Then I broke it down into the next section, which is read in between the lines. We're talking about, well, why is education important? Let's take it to a deeper level. Why is it important for our society to be educated? Why is this such a big concern? It is important for society to have a large group of highly educated workers. Populations of highly skilled workers attract investors and entrepreneurs who work together to create jobs. Education is a hand up rather than a hand out. I believe the human soul would rather take pride in having a career and making money than receiving a government handout such as welfare. I believe a lot of people want to get ahead but do not know how. With how quickly technology and industries are changing, people can no longer rely on the advice that worked for their parents and grandparents. The economy has evolved, and people need to understand how to position themselves to make an income while providing service to others. And what I did is that big long blue sentence that I added, the reason I added that in there is because people would say, well, aren't you disrespecting your elders by not following their advice? Or if it worked for them, why do you think it wouldn't work for you? And so by adding the sentence, the economy has evolved and people need to understand how to position themselves to make an income while providing service to others, communicates the idea that it further emphasized technology is changing, industries are changing, and the advice from your past generations aren't going to work because the past generations didn't have so many changes within society so quickly based because of the internet and technology. And then I put, people who have higher incomes are in a better position to give more frequently to their favorite organizations and charities. I believe it is better to be in a position to give than it is in a position to receive. And so these are some of the changes that I made. This is a first draft, and what I'm going to go ahead and do in the next video is I'm going to continue to evolve this essay so that you can see it. And the next one, I'm going to go ahead and add about why I am uniquely qualified to help people. Yes, I'm interested in this career change, but why? And so if I were applying for scholarships, it would be like saying, okay, why are you interested in this career? Okay, I know why now. I talked about, the head, why is it important logically? I talked about the heart, why is it important? And now I'm going to move into the hands and start talking about, well, what is it that I can do to help society and help people become better educated and have it paid for by getting grants and scholarships. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching, and I will look forward to producing more videos and seeing you soon. Have a great day.